back to a new video. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a few weeks now since I last saw you guys. I'm back home in Norway and I'm reunited with my family and my dog, but I still have a few videos left to edit and get out to you. I think I have like 4 or 5 videos left from Thanksgiving in New York and also from the last couple of weeks in DC, so stay tuned for that. But today I wanted to answer some of the questions that you might have if you are going to be a student at American University, especially if you're going to be a Washington semester program student. So this video is for you. Let's just jump into the first question: where to stay? Apartment through a company named TurnKey housing. This was the company that American University was recommending. At least as an international student, you cannot live on campus in one of the dorms, so you need to rent an apartment separately outside the campus area. I stayed in an apartment in a place called Avalon at Foxhall. It was like 10 minutes walk to the main campus area, and if we had classes in one of the other campuses, it was like 25 minutes walk. And you also have a shuttle bus that will take you there if you don't want to walk all the way. I paid almost $6,000 for the whole semester. It is very expensive as DC in general, which we will come back to. Anyway, in those apartments you live 4 people together that are also students at American University.
The apartments are fully furnished. They even provide you with towels and sheets, so you really don't need to bring anything besides your belongings. You share a bedroom and a bathroom with one other person, and all 4 of you will share the kitchen and the living room.
For me, that was certainly a great way to make friends and just not being alone. When you're living together, you are constantly around other people, which has its advantages and also its drawbacks if you like some privacy from time to time. But I feel like for me, that was a good experience. You learn a lot about yourself and about other people when you're living so closely together. I would go for the same option again. The school will give you all the information and then you just apply. I did not have any trouble with that, and I got an apartment with random people, like I hadn't spoken with them before. But you can also, if you're traveling with some of your friends or your classmates back home, you can also ask for an arrangement where you are put in the same apartment. I lived really close to campus and that was great for me. It's a short way to walk to classes, but a drawback of that is that it's like maybe an hour to get downtown. I spoke with the people who lived in other apartments through the same company but downtown, and they had much better access to the National Mall area and museums and stuff, and then they could like spend more time doing that, whereas I didn't put an effort into going downtown all the time. You can probably ask TurnKey, the company, to get an apartment downtown. So just keep in touch with them and ask for other arrangements. Next topic. If you haven't seen my previous videos, you can go and watch some of them that will show you how it's like a typical week at American University. I can link one of them up here. At the Washington semester program, you take 2 seminars. You can choose from 4 or 5 different seminars, and when you have those seminars, you will basically spend the whole day. Those days are dedicated to those seminars because you usually go on a site visit downtown, or you have guest speakers, and yeah, you need to keep those days for those seminars. And in addition to that, you have an internship which you need to apply for, and we'll go through that process in a bit. The internship will take you 2 or 3 business days as well. So you have 3 days with internship, and then you have 2 days with seminars. And as for me, I needed to take an elective class in addition to get enough credits. So I had also a class outside of those days. I think the professors really make an effort to make the seminars interesting, and they have lots of cool guest speakers that are professionals from politics, from like international companies. We went on different site visits downtown in DC and like visited companies. As for the elective, I did not end up with the elective that I wanted. I ended up with the standard elective for the Washington semester semester program, I really tried to get into classes that were more relevant for my journalism studies, but I simply couldn't get into any of them. But I think that if you contact the professor directly and ask if they have room for you in their class and start the process early, I think it'll be possible for you to take like a class from the entire course catalog that AU offers. And I'm used to the European school system, and what I'd say is different is that for all seminars and classes you have homework every week, so you need to hand in a summary of the readings or something like that. I'm not used to that. We usually have like a couple of projects during the semester, and those projects determine your grade, but here it's like you need to constantly work before class, and then in addition to that you have other assignments and midterm and final exams. For me that's very different, that I need to like work constantly through the semester. I see the positives of that because you cannot procrastinate that much if you're one of them. I am, but also that was a bit more stressful because then I constantly had a deadline. That being said, I feel like it's easier to get good grades in the American system because honestly I don't feel like they grade you that tough. Like you get better grades with the same amount of effort. That's my experience. And also you are graded based on your attendance as well. So it's not just your assignment or your exam, it's also like how much you contribute to class, how much you speak in class, raise good questions to guest speakers, and also your homework will also count towards your final grade. So try to relax. You're gonna get a good grade if you just do the work and hand it in. When you're part of the Washington semester program, you need to have an internship. You will get tons of information about this from the Washington semester program staff. They will give you lots of resources and you will have seminars about it. Personally, I had an internship at a media relations company and I worked 2 or 3 days a week. It depended on the week. Sometimes it was only 1 day and I really liked it. For me, it was paid. I was so lucky to get a paid internship. That is not that common. You can search for paid internships and apply to those if you want to, but most of them aren't, so don't expect getting a paid internship. But I would say expect to work a lot from home. Make sure you have a computer that's working properly because you'll be spending a lot of time in your apartment doing your internship. At least that's my experience seeing from my fellow students who had other internships. Most of them worked from home a lot from their own computer, and sometimes you may go into the office, but I think also there you will most likely use your own computer, so make sure you have a computer that's working. I would also say don't be stressed out about it. You will find an internship. You don't need to have an internship before you arrive in Washington DC, and you don't even have to have it figured out before you start the semester. So at the beginning of the semester you will have days where this is the sole focus. You will have seminars about how to get an internship, how to apply, how to write your resume and your cover letter. You will land an internship within the first few weeks of the semester. There are tons of opportunities. What I will say is that if there is something you really want to do, or if there's a position that you really want, or a company that you really want to work for, or if you want to work on Capitol Hill, you need to apply early. So keep in touch with the Washington semester program staff. Ask them for advice. They're really responsive and they just want all the best for the students. I got the internship after I arrived. Don't be freaked out. It'll be okay. Moving over. Should you apply to American University and the Washington semester program? I'd say go for it. I think most people will enjoy it there if you like a big city and if you want to know more about American politics and American culture in general, and if you want to learn the language better. A lot of my fellow students were interested in politics and like the society in general. If you want to work with any of those areas, or if you're an American and you want to get into politics and and work for a congressman, or like if you're into those kind of careers, this is the place to be. I feel like DC is a great place to stay if you want to travel also to other cities. New York is 4 hours away on train or a bus. You have Baltimore, which is an hour away. Philadelphia, 2 hours away. There are lots of airports in the area. There are a lot of things to do in DC. And there are lots of free things to do in DC. Almost all of the museums, like the Smithsonian museums, are free. And also you have the National Mall. You can see a lot of the monuments and the memorials, and everything is for free. You can also get into the Library of Congress for free. For us in class, we went to Capitol Hill. We got a tour inside the building. We saw the rotunda, like the big, what do you call it? Rotunda, the big round circle on top of the Capitol Hill. There are lots of free concerts. You can go to lots of sports games. I'd say there are lots of things to do. And speaking of things to do, there is a company named Things to Do DC that the Washington semester program, I don't know, cooperated with or just recommended, and they arranged like scavenger hunts, Venetian ball, and also other parties. They also arranged visits to embassies from multiple countries, where you had like an evening at the embassy of some country. Me and some of my friends, we went to the embassy of Uganda. If you haven't seen that, that's in one of my videos that I can link up here as well. You get really good prices. They offer cheap student prices, or at least cheaper than a normal ticket. And also the campus offers movie nights or concerts as well. So there are definitely a lot to do. Google things to do, talk to friends and talk to professors. They can usually recommend stuff that you can go to for free. DC is an expensive city. I mean, I'm from Norway and I thought that living in Norway was expensive, and yes, it is, but DC is more expensive. And what I find strange, I'm not used to this back home, is that when you see a price, you expect to pay that price. That's not the price you're going to pay when you're in the US. They will add sales tax or whatever they call it. So the amount you end up paying is higher than the price you saw on the tag on the shelf. And also when you're out eating, you will of course also pay a tip. So be prepared to pay much more than you would ever think. And also if you're ordering tickets online to see a sports game, speaking from experience, when you go to actually pay for them, they will add a few dollars more. And so just be prepared for that. And also when I paid my tuition fee to American University, somehow the fees just for paying was like $200 or $300. So my tuition fee ended up being more expensive because the payment option had a fee. And also you will have to have the student insurance that American University offers, which is I think around $1,000. I did not budget for that because as a Norwegian student, we usually got a waiver for that. But I had to pay that as the first group of students from Norway that actually had to pay that for that insurance. Even though I'm insured in Norway and I would get this from the state of Norway, I still had to pay $1,000 for an insurance that I technically didn't need. So save up as much as you can before you go. I would recommend that either way, because you might want to go to another city and you want to book a train ticket and you want to stay at an Airbnb or a hotel for a night or two. You want to be able to explore the city. You want to be able to go out and eat from time to time. So as a Norwegian, we also get paid from the Norwegian loan fund, Lånekassen. But the amount of money you receive from Lånekassen is not enough to cover all your expenses while you're there. So if you are going this coming fall in 2023, for instance, start saving up now. Work as much as you can during the summer, or just save up as much as you can so that you can really enjoy your time there. I traveled with one big suitcase, like I had one checked-in bag when I traveled to the US. And what I want you to know is that the temperatures when you arrive in the fall, in August in DC, the temperatures are so high. It was more than 30 degrees Celsius, and it was just so warm. So I had to pack a lot of summer clothes, and that meant that I did not have a lot of room in my suitcase for my winter clothes and winter shoes and stuff like that. If I'd known how cold it would be towards the end of the semester, I would have brought another suitcase. One suitcase with like summer clothes and basics, and then another suitcase with winter clothes, like a coat and boots and hats and scarves, because it can get really cold. I think we had -1, -2 degrees, but just a week after I left, there was this snowstorm with like -11 degrees Celsius and lots of snow. And of course you can buy it while you're there, but then you'll have to spend more money. It wasn't that difficult to get into the school, but be prepared to write a few essays to American University and also probably to your home school. When you're applying for the visa, be prepared to spend a lot of time filling out the application, getting all the documents that you need. The process takes a lot of time, so make sure you're just following the deadlines that American University has on their website. Make sure you're not missing out on anything. I hope that answered some of your questions. If it didn't, please leave a comment in the comment section down below and I will try my best to answer. If I have left out a lot of things that you guys are having questions about, then I can make a second video about it, or if you want me to go more into detail about some things, I would like to recommend another YouTube channel for you if you want to see more of how it is staying at American University in general. I can really recommend checking out Kirsten Ray's channel. I had the pleasure of meeting her a few days before I left for Norway, and she was so sweet and I really like her videos. I watched a ton of them before I came to DC myself, just to be prepared for the life there. Like I said, I still have a lot of content that I haven't edited yet, so there will be more videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye!